Module 3, Lesson 6, Rational Numbers on the Number Line. Learning targets. I can locate integers and rational numbers on a number line. I understand that the opposite of a rational number works like integers. Let's write the decimal equivalent of each fraction. So if we have 1/2 as a decimal, it will look like 0.5. 4/5 will become 0.8. And 6 7/10 becomes 6.7. Now, let's do the opposite. We are going to take each decimal and write it as a fraction. So 0.42 becomes 42 over 100, but we have to reduce it. So if we reduce it, it becomes 21 over 50. 3.75 becomes 3 75 over 100. When you reduce it, it becomes 3 3/4. And lastly, 36.90 becomes 36 90 over 100, which is equal to 36 9/10. When plotting rational numbers on a number line, the numbers will always fall between two whole numbers. Now let's look at an example. We are going to locate and plot the number 3/10 and its opposite on a number line. As you can see, our number line goes from -1 to 1 with 0 in the middle. So we know that 3/10 is going to be somewhere between 0 and 1. So we are going to count from 0 over 3 spaces, and that is going to be 3/10. Now the opposite we know is going to be a negative number because the opposite of a positive number is a negative number. Now we are going to use what we know about the point -7/4 and its opposite to graph both points on the number line below. The fraction -7/4 is located between which two integers? So we're going to have to start by taking our improper fraction and turning it into a mixed number. So how many times can 4 go into 7? And the answer is 1, and we would have 3 left over, and it is a -7/4, so our answer has to be negative. So as a mixed number, we have -1 and 3/4. So which two integers is this located between? -1 and -2. Now let's plot our point. So we know it is -1, so we're going to go to -1 and go over 3 spaces to represent the 3/4. Now we have to plot the opposite. So the opposite of a negative number is going to be a positive number. On the number line, each segment will have an equal length of 1/4. The fraction is located between -1 and -2. The water level of a lake rose 1.25 feet after it rained. Write a rational number to represent the situation. So a rational number is going to be 1.25 or 1 1/4. What two integers is 1.25 between on a number line? It is going to fall between 1 and 2. Write the length of each segment on the number line as a decimal and a fraction. So each segment is going to be either 0.25 or 1/4. We know that the water rose 1.25 feet, so our new water level is going to be 1.25 feet above the original height. Now let's graph our point. Now, after 2 weeks have passed, the water level of the lake is now the opposite of the water level when it rained. What will be the new level? So we know the opposite of a positive number is a negative number. So our new height is going to be negative 1.25 feet below. Now let's graph our new point. Alright, our last example. Miss Reams and Miss McDonald both have the same amount of money. Miss Reams lost $5.50, while Miss McDonald gained the same amount. Graph the 2 points on a number line. What does 0 represent, and what does the 2 points represent? Let's start by graphing our 2 points. So we know that Miss Reams lost $5.50, so that is going to be the left of 0. So it's going to be halfway between 5 and 6. And we know that Miss McDonald gained the same amount, so she gained $5.50. So that is going to be the right of 0 between 5 and 6. So what does 0 represent? 0 represents the starting amount of money. What does the 2 points represent? Well, the point of negative 5.50 will represent a loss, and the positive number 5.50 will represent a gain. Now, go try the problem set.